Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Rumble and Roar podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, I'm Lenoria, and I have a wonderful guest who's a tattoo artist. His name is King Diesel. All right, did I pronounce that right?
Yeah.
Okay, King Diesel. Official Ink on Memorial Drive in Stone Mountain is where he works, and he's a native New Orleans. Yes, we're gonna dive right in. I just got a lot of questions. You know what? I never had a tattoo in my life, and my children love tattoos, and I would never let them get any tattoos. I wouldn't, and they were like, "Why, Mom? Everybody loves tattoos. That's what everybody's doing." I said, "Well, if everybody jump off the roof, are you gonna jump off too?"
Yeah.
And they were like, "You just old-fashioned, you old-fashioned." But now I was like, okay, let me go ahead, because I guess I am, because everywhere I look, all the young kids have tattoos.
And older people too.
Yes, they're getting it too.
Yeah.
The pain, I don't know, but I know my daughter, she gets one every on her birthday every year. And my son, he didn't get his. He respect me. He didn't get his until he got out of the house. Like I said, if you're gonna get one, you're not gonna be here. You're gonna be grown and out my house.
Right.
And when he got it, so when he got it, he didn't even let me know he had it. He had it for months and told his sister about it.
Mm.
And I went over to visit him at his apartment, and he must have forgot and did not put a jacket on him.
Yeah.
And I looked, my eyes got this big. I was like, what is that? He was like, "No, Ma, I don't live with you now. I don't live with you."
Yeah.
I was like, "That's messed up." I said, "Well, you want to put all that on your body?" He was like, "Mom, I like it." So I looked at it a little close, and it wasn't anything bad. And I said, "Well, it does look nice." And so once I gave him my approval, he started getting them all the
Oh
time.
yeah. He was locked in.
Yes,
Yeah,
they say tattoos are addictive. Are they?
very addictive.
Dang. Well,
Very.
but they hurt. I don't see how in the world they can be addictive.
Well, it's kind of like a two-way street, you know.
Mm.
You know, it's more of a, like, you know, you want it, but at the end of the day, you know it's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt.
But if you're going through something at that time, it's like the best therapy in the world.
Really?
Yeah, it's therapy.
I've never heard it, said to be therapy.
Yeah, it's like therapy.
It must be something, because everybody goes back all the time.
Hey, you got people that go back for acupuncture.
Oh, well, that's to get the pain out the body.
Right.
And those piercings. Do you do piercings?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, do you pierce everything or certain parts or what?
Yeah, pretty much everything. I ain't gonna say everything. But yeah, I pierce almost everything.
Oh my goodness. And my daughter, she has a hole in her nose here. She had one here, and she took that out. But when I tell you, she had one in her ear. It took forever to heal. And I thought something was wrong. So, and I told her to take it out. I said, "Something's wrong. You're not healing." And then somebody told us, sometimes right here, it takes almost a year or so.
Does, yeah,
And she
right.
got so mad at me because I messed up and told her to take it out. And she was halfway there. It was like 6-7 months in, and I shouldn't have did that. But look, when it comes to your kids, you be afraid.
You're kind of afraid.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand. Doctor bills aren't cheap.
No, and then I didn't know if it was something wrong, or was it supposed to take that long, or
Yeah,
what?
it does take 6 months to a year for most piercings to heal,
But
especially with the ear. You would think
That cartilage up there, huh?
yeah, because mine took on this side.
Oh, yes.
It took, honestly, it didn't take that long for me. I was using a aftercare spray, H2 Ocean. Shout out to H2 Ocean. Yeah, y'all highlight it.
Oh.
Yeah, I used that, and I'd say the healing process took almost 4 to 5 months.
So what is that? Is it something that is sort of like Neosporin that makes your body heal faster?
It's like a saline solution. Like
Do y'all use it on the tattoos too?
No. That's just for piercings. But they do have aftercares for tattoos as well. Also by H2 Ocean. Shout out to H2 Ocean, man. Y'all holla at me.
I wish that we had known about that, because at least we could. I would have known. And the person that did it, we didn't come to you guys.
No.
But the person that did it, if they had told us it was going to take years, almost a year, I would have been okay. I know this is the process. But they were just like, just keep the solution on it and turn it and stuff like that. And in the 7th month, I'm like, something's wrong, baby. Take it out. Something is not right. And sometimes it got a little red, but it wasn't pussy or infected or anything. But I was like, safe than sorry.
Yeah, the healing process can be different for
each person.
Yeah, everybody's body's different. I tell everybody all the time. It could take 6 months to a year. It could take less than that. But everybody, body heals different, so you can't put one thing on one person.
And that's probably why they did not. That might be the reason they did not say to her, it'll take 1 year, because that's not accurate, really. Because like you just said, it could take you 4 months, it could take me 7, it could take her. So to tell somebody it's going to take a year, but I would rather them had said that. At least we would have known if it was healed faster, it would have been better,
Yeah,
they should have said something.
Yeah. I always let people know it takes 6 months to a year. Yeah, I let them know that it's a gap between there. It might heal a little faster, it might not, but I let them know it's 6 months to a year.
How old were you when you got your first tattoo?
I think I was maybe 17 or 18. I couldn't know. I take that back. I was 18 because my mom came with me.
Oh.
Yeah, my mom came with me to get my first tattoo. I was like, yeah, come on.
Did you know you wanted to be a tattoo artist when you saw that, or when you first when you first went in there to get your tattoo? What made you want it? Everybody else, it was a trend. You just like tattoos? Was it already in you? Because sometimes, like Whitney Houston, singing was just in her. That lady could, not sing, sang. Everybody know Whitney could sing.
Yeah.
But certain things are in you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so when you said, Mom, I want to go get a tattoo. My children, I believe, but they said no, they just want it because they like it. I believe that they were getting it because it's trending. Everybody else have them. Did you go get it because you saw other people, or did you get it because you were infatuated with it, or you just...
at the time, I got my first tattoo. This could have been like 2000, 2001, something like that. A lot of people weren't getting tattoos like that. Like, all my friends didn't have tattoos. So I went and got one, and I just, I thought it was pretty cool. I was like, okay. And after a while, I went to the stage like, I don't want no more tattoos.
I'm bored. I never wanted them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what makes somebody want it in the first place. And then when I ask people, now they are honest though. They are honest. They're like, I was like, does it hurt? Yeah, it hurt.
Yeah, it hurt.
Which part on the body hurts worse when you're doing it? All of it for me.
How you know if you don't have one?
I know, but you were so right.
Yeah.
But you were so right. And you know what? That's so funny that he would say that. Because, guys, if y'all ever see my podcast, the first thing I always say is to my children, don't knock it till you try it. And don't say, I don't like this. You don't have the right to say what you don't like, because you don't know if you like it if you don't try it. He just put me on blast. Hey. You put me on blast. But because everybody said it hurts.
I mean, it hurts to a degree. Like, the first initial 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes. Like, the first minute.
5 minutes is a long time.
5 minutes is not a long time.
For pain, it is for me.
I've sat and did tattoo sessions that lasted almost 7 to 8 hours.
Somebody's back,
Yeah.
a big part.
Yeah.
You don't get lethargic, and I would be tired.
Well, I mean, we take breaks.
Okay.
Take a break, smoke.
Yes, okay.
Get them a bite to eat. We eat in between.
Okay,
sessions.
got it. Okay.
Yeah, it's a job.
Yes, it
so
is.
It's a 9 to 5 at that point. You take it as a 9 to 5. Like, it's freedom, but I still have to work.
What is the best tattoo that you've ever done? Your opinion, the one that you like the most. But if you're into it really deep, you're probably that person that says, I can't narrow it down to one, because an artist is an artist. They like all their stuff. But is it one that just sticks out and you're like, oh?
Well, I can say that I recently did a portrait for the first time. And
a painting?
No, a tattoo portrait of a face. Of a young child's face that one of my clients came in, he's his son, and he wanted his son tattooed.
I've seen those on people. Those are nice.
Yeah, I showed out. I ain't gonna lie.
It was nice.
Yeah.
And you're proud of that one.
Yeah, everybody proud of it. They've seen it. They're like, that's
it. Oh my goodness. Let me see. I have a lot of questions. Okay, let me see. Okay, when did you find out you wanted to be a tattoo artist?
Once I found out I want to be a tattoo artist,
When did it hit you to say, okay, this is what I want to do?
I want to say maybe around 2007, 8. Yeah, about 2007, 2008, something like that.
But it takes skills to do that. How did you know you were going to be able to do it even when you dove in? I might say, hey, I want to be a daggone pilot, but I know I can't just get up in the plane and start driving it.
Right.
How did you know? How did you know that once you get on somebody's meat and start drawing a picture, their skin, and you can't mess up,
Right.
If you mess up, that's yeah.
Yeah, I've been drawing since like my whole life.
So you already had the drawing down pat.
Yeah, I've been drawing since I picked up a pencil and started going.
See, it was already in you.
Yeah,
it was in you.
Yeah.
It was in you. Okay.
I just didn't know at the time. I didn't know, what direction I had to go in order to do it. Yeah, like I said, I wanted to start doing it probably around 2007, 2008.
I've seen your work. It's so nice.
Thank you so much.
It looks like you've been doing this a whole lot longer.
Yeah, well, I really, at that time, that's when I decided I wanted to do it. But I didn't actually get into tattooing until maybe 2010,
Oh.
2010, 2011, somewhere around there.
It's
Just like,
in
yeah, just getting into it. I had another one of my brothers that was tattooing. He did all my friends' tattoos.
Oh, so you had it in the family already, your brothers?
No, he's just a friend of mine.
Okay.
We just kind of grew up together, and I used to watch him do it like, man, my boy, good, man. I could do that, man. I just didn't have the equipment. It was harder to get your hands on things. We got everything now. We got Amazon. You can put it on Amazon. Boom, boom, boom. First tattoo machine I ever did was a hand-built machine. Yeah, hand-built.
What?
Yes.
So what is a hand-built machine?
A lot of people refer to it as a prison tattoo gun.
So how do you do that though? I mean, what?
It takes a few components.
Tell us the bootleg. Tell us the bootleg.
You can build. Well, mine was built with a CD player motor, and I built it myself. A CD player motor, a plastic spoon, a pen cap. I mean, a ballpoint pen.
Oh my gosh.
The headphones from your head, put them together, shave them off, and stack them on batteries. It was, and it worked. It worked really good. I have some of my tattoos I did with it.
Let me see.
Like this 504.
You wouldn't you can't even tell the difference.
Right. Yeah, and I made the ink as well.
How do you make ink?
I ain't gonna tell you.
You ain't gonna tell me? Oh my gosh, guys, this is straight old school bootleg. This is the real deal.
I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing it before you could just buy stuff off the internet.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Is it hard trying to get clientele to do, get people to come to you, because this business is competitive?
Yeah, it's really
It seems like
it really is.
Everybody's doing it now.
And I tell a lot of people that want to get in, because I have a lot of people that want to, do apprenticeship under me to, learn the tricks of the trade and really get into it. And I tell them, I said it's hard. Now it's really hard. When I first got in, it was hard, but it wasn't so hard. It wasn't as many. It wasn't so many ways to get equipment that it is now. Like Amazon made it so sweet for people to just, and you got it. Like it takes no time. But back then you had to really get foot and grind. You didn't have social media like that. When I first started, there wasn't no social media. It was, but not enough to where people were paying attention to black tattoo artists. Like black tattoo artists really just started getting. They're just
coming up. They're just coming up really, really good.
Really, like recently, probably like in the past 10 years, in the last decade, know. And for guys like me and a lot of other people, I've been in it for 13 years now. And I know some young brothers come in and they're doing things that are amazing. I got a brother, a little young dude that works with me, a few guys. One of them name is Trey. Trey, man. Trey's awesome.
You know what? I think I've heard that name up there at gosh, what's the name of your
Official Ink?
Yeah, Official Ink. I've heard that name Trey up there before.
Trey's the boss, man. And you got veteran artists like me and my brother Quick. He's the owner of the shop where I work at.
Okay.
And we've been rocking together for almost 4 years now up there. Real solid, brother.
That place stays busy.
Yeah, we stay busy.
Oh.
We got a solid team. Everybody gets along. We all are great artists.
Now, see, you just said a whole mouthful.
Yeah.
When he said everybody gets along, everybody know when you on a job, when you in a workplace, when you're anywhere, when it's other people, if you got some sour, negative person that just not right, it makes the whole place messed
Oh
up.
yeah, definitely. It'll mess up the vibe of it.
Yes.
Because we are artists there.
And ain't nobody got time for that. When you're trying to,
Yeah, we all off of energy. You
Yes.
know? And we feed off each other energy. You know, we stand behind each other and check each other work out to see where we can get better. You know, it's really a family unit. All of us been together. Some of them been there longer than I have. And when I came to that shop, I was like, yeah, this is a nice shop, man. You know, I lived in New Orleans. Me and my cousin ran the shop out there. And I worked at another shop out here in Brookhaven, Ink and Flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my boy Milo. He gave me my first opportunity to work at a tattoo shop when I was just at the house and, you know, trying to figure.
Doing it from the house.
Yeah,
Okay.
just getting my feet wet.
Yes.
I had a great amount of clientele for somebody that was working out of the house and just started. So
You were good.
He found me through through a client that I worked on, and he had previously worked on.
Mm-hmm.
He seen my work. He was like, ask dude if he want a job.
Yes.
Contact me. I went and checked him out, and I started working with him from there, man. I've been down since then.
And went from there, and then went to
back to New Orleans, and I went to New Orleans then.
Oh, so you went back and forth for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I go state to state where I used to a lot more. I do a lot of tattoo conventions as well, where you go to different states and we all set up from shop to shop to shop. Yeah, it's a countrywide thing. Like I've been there at least like 6.
Y'all have tattoo conventions?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's a villain tattoo convention. One of them. They got a few different ones, but that's like the.
So can the public go to that or anybody?
Yeah, absolutely. They got one coming up in maybe February, March. They have one in Atlanta every year.
Well, let us know about it.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sure the kids would want to go.
Yeah.
I really do like looking at it. I do. I just know I don't want it. But now I think different. At first, remember, I did not want them to have it. But now when they come home and they got a really nice one, I'm like, okay, that's nice.
Oh yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah,
That's nice.
Yeah.
So I heard that outlining hurts worse than, or maybe I have it backwards. What hurts worse, the outline or that the color?
Pick your poison.
Oh.
It's just like
the lesser two evils, like when you're voting.
Right. It's like which one, you know, I mean everybody's different. I've heard people say either or for the past 13 years.
See, I would think coloring it in, because you're doing this.
It's not really like a scraper, it's more of a glide. It's almost like people think that you have to press really hard, but if you have a good tattoo machine, you don't have to press that hard. It's like almost like drawing lightly on the skin.
How do you determine what machine you're gonna get? Because I remember a lady was doing my daughter, pardon me, and she, that thing went out.
Okay.
Her thing went out, and she was looking for,
okay.
And so she was looking for another one, or batteries or something to put in it.
Okay.
Pardon me.
Okay.
And so I was like, how do you decide? And why don't you just get another one? She said this thing was $2,000. I didn't realize they were that expensive.
Yeah, they are.
Goodness. I don't know why I'm coughing, but yeah, that's what I need to drink. But so those things are that expensive?
Yeah. Yeah, I got one that's an $800 machine, and I got another one that's a $1,300 machine. So they are not cheap. Yeah, especially for a professional one. I mean, you can get one of the Lisa, which will do good work as well. I don't knock anybody's machine or. If it works for you, it works for you.
It works for you.
I've seen some people use a $50 machine off Amazon.
I was going to say, your built one.
Yeah.
Your built one works. So.
Right. So, and I tell people, I say, this machine has a small part of it. It's mainly more about the trauma that it puts on the skin. The better machine, the less trauma on the skin, I'll say. And,
Gotcha. I would think so too.
Yeah, definitely. You get more of a speed. It's more of a speed ratio, you know,
Oh.
and how much pounds of pressure that is actually putting on the skin at the time. It's really technical. Like it gets really technical. But I'm old school. I can Yeah, I can use the bare. Like that's mainly for people that's really getting into it.
You can use the good, the bad, and the ugly. You can do it all.
Yeah,
What I was gonna ask, what is the craziest thing that you have? I'm trying to get my thoughts. The craziest thing that happened to you while you were tattooing. What happened? Did somebody bleed like profusely? I mean, just bleeding and couldn't stop. What was the craziest thing that happened? Because that's the thing that would get me if I was a tattoo artist and someone started bleeding a lot. I would.
The blood doesn't bother me much because I pierce also some blood.
Ooh,
Yeah,
it bothers me, guys.
Yeah, I don't really trip about the blood part. I have to say one of the craziest things that happened in the tattoo shop, and it happened in one night. That was the crazy part. This is when I was still living in New Orleans. New Orleans is a very wild city. Like it doesn't sleep.
Mardi Gras.
Yeah, it doesn't sleep. It just doesn't sleep. And I remember one time I was doing this when I was kind of fresh in. And I was doing a tribal tattoo. It was a pretty big tattoo at the time. And I'm sitting there tattooing, and another colleague of mine was tattooing as well. And he was tattooing Lil Wayne's
daughter?
No, his
niece?
His wife, his ex-wife,
Oh.
Toya.
Oh.
Toya's brother, one of Toya's brothers. He was tattooing as a good friend of mine. What was he passed away a couple of years ago.
Oh.
He was a wild boy, and they had kind of got into it during the tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my colleagues went to the bathroom, and when he came back out, or before he came back out, my buddy, her brother came in and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna holler at you, D. I'm about to go." I'm like, "Okay, cool. I'll see you later, man." I was like, "Yeah, you finished?" He said, "Nah, he playing around. I'm about to leave." I said, "Okay, cool."
What?
So he left. The boy came out. He went to his room. He said, Yo, where Rudy went?" I said, "He left." He said, "Man, Rudy done stole my gun and my shoes." I said, "Oh, shit."
Oh!
He said, "He done stole my gun and my shoes." I said, "For real?" He said, "Yeah, you ain't trying to stop." I said, "I wasn't paying attention."
You didn't even
to him.
know.
I said, "I'm working, dude." He was like, "Yeah, man." Oh, man. Like, I was just like, I don't know what to tell you, dude. I don't know what to tell you. So I called him. I'm like, "What happened, man?" "Man, that boy, man, he was playing on me, I said, "Oh, my God, man."
So things like that happen up there? Like that?
Yeah, this was in New Orleans, man.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just weird things could happen. Like, that was just the wildest thing that happened to me.
Okay.
Yeah, and
That is wild.
yeah, that was wild. And I hope I don't get in trouble for saying it, but, you know, God bless them. Rudy Gallon, you know.
But you know one thing about it, the truth is the truth.
Yeah, the truth
It's not
is
like
true.
you made that story
Nah,
up
I
for
ain't
somebody
never,
to know.
you know,
It happened.
And I ain't say who it happened to.
Right,
you know
right.
who he is, but you know who you are, bro. But it's all good. But that was a wild encounter. I've had a few wild encounters up there, but that was probably one of my most memorable ones that I can say. That one off the jump, that one was really funny.
So do you like doing tattoos in Atlanta better or in your hometown, New Orleans better? What is the better place? The vibe, I should say, because people are people.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the vibe. Because and I hate to cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
Up there, you guys, when I walk in there, y'all are all vibing and it's good and the waiting room is always packed.
Yeah.
So that's a positive thing, guys.
Oh yeah.
But so is it good? The vibe there, is it good? Like it is here, or?
Yeah, the vibe's good here. I ain't no place like home.
No place like home.
I love New Orleans. I love tattooing in New Orleans. It's a lot of New Orleans is a very art cultural city. Like we grew up on it. You know, we stand on it.
That's right.
Yeah,
You know, I've
from
never-
jazz to
Yes.
to art. We have a lot of street artists that are amazing.
The Mardi Gras, all the stuff that people are wearing and doing, and
Yeah, the Mardi Gras Indians. You know, that's all our culture. There's a lot of great artists come out of New Orleans. My brother Art by J. Shout out to Art by J. One of the greatest artists out there. My brother Ink Fiend's Head. He's one of the greatest artists, tattoo portrait artists out there. Name a few other shops. I got a couple of family members that own their own tattoo shops in New Orleans as well. Yeah, we deep in this, art addiction.
See, it was in you. It's in you.
Yeah, I got cousins, female cousin. She's great at. Her name is Ariel Mix. Dope artist out of West Bank of New Orleans.
Your cousin Ariel, you say?
Yeah, she's dope. She's an up and coming artist. She's been tattooing for a few years now. Really good artist. But yeah, I mean, as far as consistency, Atlanta has it. I mean, this city is packed, so there's a lot.
Yes.
But,
and then it's getting bigger.
It is.
Oh my gosh.
And and the best thing about it, like if you do good work, people will remember it.
Yes.
I'm a 5-star Google review artist.
Yes.
I mean,
y'all hear it?
I'm 5 stars in 4 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I have not had one bad review yet. I'm trying to hold on to that for my dear life.
That's good.
I try to make sure that my client's happy. Do what I'm supposed to do. Be honorable, respectable to them.
That says a lot. So what? Let me see. This is my last question. What advice would you give someone if they were interested in becoming a tattoo artist? If they just what advice would you give me? Because you probably could not.
I'll jump. Trying to find out that's what you really want to do.
And don't you think it should be in you?
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't been really an artistic person your whole life, like that you just like to draw, or even as a kid, just coloring. Like, I know grown-ups that have coloring books. They just like to color.
Yes. I like to do paint by numbers.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. But mainly, like, if you've been an artist most of your life, it's gonna be in you. Yeah, make sure it's what you want to do. I know a lot of people that try to get in and they figure out this ain't them. Don't quit your day job.
Yeah.
Don't quit your day job. Keep your day job. Keep it rolling. Keep that income rolling, because it get cold sometimes if you're not well established.
Right.
And
then you're not making money.
Right. I remember I was one of those artists that struggled in the beginning. It wasn't sweet. I didn't have no real helping hand with it. I just kind of learned everything on my own.
But to me, that makes the best artist.
Yeah. When
you're, you are learning instead of somebody giving you the answers or telling you, do it this way, do it. You're like, okay, trial and error. I messed up. Yeah. I'm gonna make sure I don't do that again. I know exactly, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
At least that's how I think that it is good to learn that way.
No,
of course, we want to have a trainer or a teacher, but I've learned throughout life things that I've done that I did through trial and error. I am really good at now.
Yeah, you get better. You know, you're gonna get better at whatever you do. Like I said, it's consistency. If you're gonna do it, you gotta stay consistent. I did a lot of tattoos on myself growing up, trying to get the hang of how deep I needed to go before and how deep not to go.
Right, and I'm so glad you said that. How do you know how deep to go?
And that's a learning experience.
Ooh, can you imagine somebody practicing or doing it and they're going real deep
and that's another reason. Like when I first started, I did them on a couple of my friends that was like, we're gonna learn this together.
Okay.
You learn it, and I'm gonna watch you do it. You can try things on me. I'm not tripping. I did a lot of my tattoos on my leg too.
I was just gonna ask you, have you ever done one on yourself?
Yeah, I've done
a lot of them. Well, you know what? That was dumb because he just showed the one that he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I did that with my left hand, just trying to be weird and shit when I was a little younger. Just I was okay. Let's do this. And I put my arm against my arm, my hand against my arm, and kind of just went through it.
That's a very pretty rose right there. Who did that?
My brother. Billy Ocean, he's the one of the owners of Atlanta Inc. In downtown. We worked together at a previous shop.
Please turn around so that they can see that. That is, I love it. That is nice.
Yeah, he went crazy. We did that as a New Year's resolution.
Oh wow.
That was when I decided to myself that I would never get another 9-to-5 job. that was like my independence. I said, nobody will never hire me with this shit on my head. So I'm gonna do it. And I did it just to remind myself when I look in the mirror, I'm all in with this. This is what I do.
But you can't even, if you had a hat on, you cannot know. So you can.
But you know what's crazy? I talked to place and they was like, you know, just messing around. I was like, yeah, you guys wouldn't hire me to raise this tattoo. And they were like, yeah, we would.
I was just
and it's just like,
he's answering all the questions before I can ask them, guys, because I was gonna say, I thought, and that was one of the things to my children, I was like, you get all those tattoos to get a really good corporate America job. When they see you coming, they're gonna be like, no, before they even give you a chance because of this and that and the other. And they're like, look, Mom, you are so old school. They don't even care about those tattoos anymore. If you can do that job, they're still there.
That's right.
So I am old school with it,
yeah,
but not anymore.
But that's okay. I mean, it's a culture that's really taken off. Because when I first started seeing young dudes getting tattoos in their face, I was like, come on, dude, y'all tripping. Like, I've never been one.
I still believe
I'm
that.
not a fan of it.
Some of them are pretty.
Yeah,
but
don't get me wrong. I'm not really a fan of it, and I'm not really a fan of doing them. But if you want me to do them, I'm do them. But I kind of be like, you sure you want to do it? I asked you like 5-6 times before.
I don't think they should get it on their face, but it's my opinion.
Yeah, and honestly, that's, like I said, to each his own.
Right.
But when I did mine on one side of my head, my mom was like, what are you thinking? I said,
no, that's pretty.
She said, no, but it's beautiful. She's
yes.
Like, it's beautiful. She's like, you really all in with this, huh? I said, yeah, I'm in. And
so your mom had to get into it like I did.
Yeah, yes. My dad, everybody was, my dad was like, like not even necessarily the tattoo.
Do they have tattoos?
Well,
either one of them?
My dad I did his first tattoo when he turned 50.
Oh my God.
He said he would never get a tattoo his entire life. He was like, I'd never do that. Ever.
That sounds like me.
And he seen how good I was. This was 10 years ago. And he was like, man, son, you're really getting good at this. He's like, he first told me, he was like, it was, it's kind of almost messing my courage up on. He's like, hey, man, that tattoo ain't no real job, man. It's a hobby.
Oh.
He's like, you need
he's a father.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, Pops, but I really feel like I can do this. And he was kind of against it at first. And
sound like me.
yeah, and here it is.
But look at you now.
Man, he's like, man, I'm so proud of you, dude. You're doing everything you wanted to do, and you did it your way.
And you're happy.
Oh, yeah, I'm
yes.
definitely happy. I can't, like I said,
you like what you do.
I love it. I love it. I don't like it. I love it. I get to make my own schedule,
Yes.
I'm not on nobody's clock. I get to make people happy on a daily.
You can support yourself.
Yeah.
This is a business.
I get a chance to help people with losses. Yes. I do a lot of memorial tattoos. We lose people, and we have to, put them on us to remember, something to make us remember them on a daily. I've had a lot of people sit and get memorial tattoos and cry because they were so happy behind it, or just doing it at that time, and them telling me the story why they getting it.
Right.
Like, honestly, it's almost like being a therapist and an artist at the same time.
I don't need to even be here because he's already answering everything I want to ask.
I'm gonna open book about my life with this tattoo because this is who I am.
Yes.
It really took me on a roller coaster. I remember damn near being homeless behind this, and I'm not afraid to talk about that. Like, I literally lived out of the tattoo shop for you.
I know you're not afraid to talk. Do you know Tyler Perry was homeless? And look at him.
Straight up.
We ain't tripping.
Yeah,
not at all.
Like real talk. I literally, when I was in New Orleans, I stayed in New Orleans. I was tattooing in New Orleans for 3 years, and I literally almost lived out of the shop for almost a year before I could afford enough to, get my own place and start to get everything going. I barely ate. My cousin will tell you, man, I was so focused on doing what I had to do to get myself where I needed to be to prove people that, I could do this.
I love these stories. These kind of stories where it was rough in the beginning, and then you end up somewhere just doing really well, and you can always just don't forget where you came from.
Oh no.
Don't do that. People that do that, I just look at them like, do you realize it only take a moment? You can be right back there again. Always be grateful and humble, and just because you have arrived or you made it or you even doing good, some people just trip when they get a little bit.
Man.
So don't forget where you came
from.
Oh
no, I could never forget that because I've been some places that people wouldn't even be able to make it out of.
Right. Yes.
From incarceration to the whole nine. I stayed active while I was incarcerated. I was tattooing.
Tattooing.
When I was locked up, I'm doing it.
Making it. Yes. I was about to say making the money, but you was.
No, honestly, I was making money. Like I wasn't doing it for waters and snacks, and I wasn't that guy. I had those guys in there because they knew from me showing them pictures, like when I was getting pictures sent in. Because I had to do like 3 years, and in the process of me being there, I said, okay, I'm watching guys that's in there like doing tattoos.
Right. Oh my Lord. We were talking about,
so
you didn't want to step on anybody's toes.
So I didn't want to step on nobody's toes. So
Yeah.
I came in there real respectable. So it was kind of like, I'm going to watch everybody do their thing. And then I would have my family members send in pictures of me tattooing on the street, and stuff. So everybody's like, oh, that's what you do? I'm like, yeah, that's what I do for a living. I don't just come here to do this, So they were, then after I got it to where everybody knew that I did it, in the dorm I was in, like work got around fast. And I came home with like close to $3,000. So yeah, I was.
You were ready on when you came out.
Yeah, I had a little room to make some magic work, So yeah, I came home and I got on with my buddy Milo, the first shop I had ever worked at, and he was like, "Come on, let's get you ready, man. Let's try and make it work." And I'm like, "All right, let's get it, man." So it was ever since then. It's been up. I haven't had no bad years in years with this, but
5-star rating.
5-star ratings
and
on
still
Google.
doing good.
Still doing good. I got a sponsorship by Backwood. I've been paying for I've been paying for Backwood for a few years now. I go to a lot of events where they have pop-up shops, and I do my thing there, and I sell all my artwork. And I get new clients. It's
Backwoods are very popular.
Yeah, very popular. Shout out Backwood ATL.
Yes.
Some new stuff this year coming up. A few more conventions and the whole nine. It's gonna be a real busy, productive 2023 we going into. 23.
Yes, 23.
So big things in 2023. Be on the lookout for my new shop coming up in possibly a year or so. Y'all can follow me on IG as Voodoo Land Tattoos, VOODOOTATTOO. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you,
Diesel. Thank you so much for coming on to the show, guys. I didn't know anything about tattoos because I don't get them, but my children do. And I thank you so much for coming on the show. I hope that you guys learned something about tattoos, and I'm sure the ones that already get tattoos, they can relate to everything he was saying.
Oh, yeah.
So with that said, please subscribe, like, and share this channel. And like always, feel the rumble and listen to the roar. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate y'all.